Hello!
Hey.
Welcome to the weekly Dead by Daylight dev stream. I was about to say Dave stream. This is not a thing.
It's all yours.
Yeah, no, absolutely not. So yeah, welcome. Quick introduction. I am Dave. I'm the creative director on Dead by Daylight.
I am Stefan Horvath, the game designer on Dead by Daylight.
And I'm Bianca Lavric. I am a QA tester.
Yay, new face today because she will explain you something quite important about our game, something that we've been doing quite a lot these times. And anyways, if you have questions about QA in general or anything about our pipeline and what we're doing, please ask away when we get to that section of the Twitch. But for now, let's introduce the mods. We have BroBQ today, Bucket, Clyde, Murphy's here, Sassy UK, and Suggestive. Thank you very much for making this place clean. Please, people, be polite. And of course, we have Bjorn making it smooth, making it run all smoothly. And there we go.
Thank you, Bjorn.
Yes. Okay, so let's start with news. So patch 1.4.0 is out. As you have seen, it is a fantastic patch. It has so many stuff, so much, so much has changed. Obviously, we do know that some people have issues with it. We do know as well that a lot of people are having a great time with it. So what we need is information about why it's not working for some specific individuals. So we'll talk about these big issues a bit later when I'm done with the news, probably at some point. So there's already some hotfixes that have been released. So we did kind of promise that once 1.4 was out, the big patch that took us 2 months to get out because of the engine update, we would have more updates like at a faster pace. So that's already started. We can actually now release more stuff. Yay, more stuff is good.
More stuff is great.
More stuff is great.
More stuff is great.
Yeah, we like new stuff. 1.4.1 is scheduled for today. So we'll know during the Twitch if it's actually going to happen. It will happen. I want it to happen. Other stuff. Valentine's Day, the love thing, was this week. So we're a little bit late, but we did say that we wanted to have something special for you. So we will have a blood hunt this weekend. Look at that great image.
That's awesome.
All red.
All right, with little hearts.
Aw.
That skull is so pretty. It is pretty for you. So yeah, the entity wants more blood, wants you to play more. So all weekend, as always, is going to start tomorrow. It's going to end up sometime Monday. This is going to be explained in the patch what the time zones actually are. So anything you do in game will give you double points. There. Now part of the patch also is the Brazilian Portuguese. That's also another big thing. So now this localization exists. That's actually what Bianca is here to talk about today, so we'll get to it later too. Talk about how we do localize these things because we're using you guys, our community, to do these very specific localization that obviously we cannot do. I can do that. I don't speak that language.
No, me neither.
Yeah,
Very
you,
awesome.
you speak a lot.
I understand
language.
it, yeah.
That's amazing. Other thing, Firecracker. So Firecracker, new item in the game. It is a temporary item. Have fun with it. We have a contest with that item. It should be explained here and there. You can see the rules on Steam, but very quickly, the contest will end on the 28th of February. And it consists of taking a screenshot of a survivor using the Firecracker or the killer getting hit by the Firecracker or anything with the Firecracker, really. You take a screenshot. It's funny, it's amazing. You send it to Dead by Daylight, the @ bhvr.com. That's the address where you send it to. Please include your Steam link so that we can trace you. And you could win exclusive clothing for your characters.
Very cool.
Yay.
I believe there's even a post about that on Steam. So if you ever don't remember the address or anything like that or any information, just go visit the forum
Just
threads.
go on Steam. You should have
Yeah.
a thing. All right. So someone is asking, Dysterio is asking, what the fuck? Where's Metzger? Well, he's not there this week. He's gonna be back next week. That's all you need to know.
Sorry, I took his spot.
No, that's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine. We love you too. All right, so that's it for the news. So I'm not organized at all today because all my points are messed up. But I think we should start with the main issues that some of you are having. We are addressing them, so I wanted to talk about it today. Please fill in if you have any other information that I don't have. So first one is about the performance of the game. So the engine update, the positive thing is that a lot of people that were playing on low spec now can play on mid spec. So depending on the machine setup, some people saw a boost in FPS, which is great. So that's exactly what we want.
Mm-hmm.
Others have the opposite. Now, we know for sure that in some specific parts of the game, the hit is noticeable by us here, by almost anyone. So, for example, in the chase, we know that there's a little bit, there's something with the FPS there, and we're looking into that specific issue. But we're still not ready yet to support like specific individuals. But please, if you have FPS problem, if you cannot run the game as smoothly as you could before, you can send to our support address, again, deadbydaylight@bhvr.com, all information about your account and what you're using, your setup, your machine, so that we can look into it. If we fix the problem for an individual, we'll fix it for many others. Maybe we'll find something that's really different out of this engine. Yes?
When you say write your account specifics, what would that be?
The Steam. So your Steam account.
Just the Steam name?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that will help us track on our statistics if we can find any kind of information. Where did the FPS dropped? Was it in a specific map? Is it all over the place? Is it in a specific situation? So anything like that would help. Obviously, like we say always, performance is an issue that we look into always.
Yeah,
every day.
optimization is something that we're always constantly doing.
Absolutely, everyone is on it all the time. Also, some people on the QA, you can tell me how many if you know, also run with the low spec machine.
Yeah, we have a couple of low-end machines that we call them, and I believe we have 3 people right now, low-end machines, and various different cars, but of course we can't have all of them out there. So information, DX Diags can help us very much to know everything
Great.
that is happening.
Great. So please send us this information. It's not something that we wanted to do. We don't want you not to play the game anymore. That patch was actually supposed to be a boost, and for most it is, but for some it isn't. So please give us this information.
Just a quick thing. Bjorn, I seem to have lost the internet on my computer. Thank you.
Nah.
Too bad. Oh.
At least we have one. Try unplugging and plugging again. That's
Is
what
it the
he's
right
saying.
side or the left side?
Okay.
All right, cool.
Next big problem loading into the game. Since the patch, some people can't even boot the game. So we know about that problem. Actually, part of that problem. So there are some missing DLL in Windows that makes it impossible to boot the game in that version of the engine. We have put a workaround on the forums, on the bug report forum. It's a pin thread. It should help you install those specific DLLs so that you can run the game again. On our side, we're trying to find a way to ship the game with these DLLs so that they install and you don't have that problem anymore. Now, some people told me that even with that workaround, it didn't work for them. In that case, it could be a very specific thing. So again, you can write to our support email, and we'll get to you eventually. Obviously, if there's a lot of people, it's going to take more time. So again, deadbydaylight at bhvr.com. And last one, the audio bug. Audio occlusion is bonkers. Weird stuff is happening. We know about it. Internally, it is fixed. So en route, it is ready to go, right? Confirmed? Did you know?
I'm
You're
not
not
sure.
sure?
I wasn't testing
Okay.
on route today.
That was Stefan. Oh, okay. Yeah. So Stefan told me that it is ready. Hopefully, we're going to patch this one next week. And yeah, that's it. That's it for the big things. Do you have any other big QA things that we should mention? You know
Not
of?
off the top of my head.
Okay, that's fine.
But I do know that we are working on the audio bug and checking it out all the time.
Great.
Yeah.
So someone is asking if the support email is actually a thing. Yeah, it is actually a thing. So we do receive the support email, and we hire a third party to go through all of these emails, answer to you, and a ticket is created so that we can track you, and we know of this issue, and it gets to the team so that all this information can be put into effort to fix the issues. All right. So, you want to talk about localization a little bit?
That sounds good.
Okay.
So the way that everything worked so far, how it started, we had an interest, for instance, for Portuguese. It's happened on Reddit. We had Steam threads. A lot of people were upping all of that thread about we want Portuguese localization. So we made another thread, starting up with translate a couple of lines here so that we can know that you are able to, and we know who is going to be our point of contact. And that way we started up with contacting ComboMan70 and Hecate from the Brazilian Portuguese community. And they became our ambassadors. And together with them, we gave them, we emailed them information and told them, okay, 2 people might not be enough to do the translation because we have right now 1,800 strings to translate, and that's a little bit too much for 2 people. So they gathered up a couple of other people from the community and made a little group, and finally we have the translation. And yes, it has a little bit of faults here and there, and as an afterthought we had to look at, okay, we have a coding string that checks out the adjective and subjective alternation, and there's a couple of things that we didn't know, that they need prepositions and everything, so we're working on that with the help of ComboMan70 that has also told us about that, and it's all working really great. So obviously we only had English, German, French, Spanish, Italian, Russian, and Chinese, as well as came after Thai, Chinese traditional, and now Portuguese. But we also have a couple of other interests out there, such as the Japanese community and the Korean community just recently contacted us. So we have some ambassadors over there that we've contacted, and we're working towards having a Japanese and Korean localization. We also have some other people contacting us. We don't know yet what we're going to implement as of now. But there's interest in Polish and some others, maybe in smaller communities, I'm not sure. If you want that language, just let us know in the Steam threads. For instance, Finnish, Greek, Czech, Turkish, maybe some Romanian. I'm Romanian. I'll help out.
Why not?
Yeah. And but yeah, there's a pinned thread in the non-English conversations Steam thread. It's called, and I renamed it, want to see Dead by Daylight translated in your language? Let us know. Yeah.
Very cool.
Thanks. How much time does it take to get the first?
It really depends, because for Portuguese, ComboMan70 has already done some a website with translations of Dead by Daylight beforehand. This will take a little bit less time because of that. But if you're going from complete scratch, which I believe is happening for the Japanese translation, and you don't have maybe enough people that can work in the same time, it might take a little bit longer. Portuguese, it took, I think, 2 weeks, 2 weeks and a half. I'm not sure.
Short.
But yeah.
It's quite fast, yeah.
Yeah.
Because there are quite a few strings in there. Hopefully, I mean, not hopefully, but we do not have any VOs in the game. That would be a nightmare to translate, obviously. And also the other condition that we have is that since we're using community members to translate to these languages, any new material that needs to stay secret until the very end when we release will not be translated until they are released.
Yeah.
That's the only rule for now. So yeah, if you have any interest into helping, please go to that Steam page and contact us.
Yeah.
And Bianca will talk with you.
I would also like to thank there's some translators for German, Russian, and Thai, which are helping us right now in correcting the already existent text. I would like to thank for German, Damfested and Yella. They are currently looking through the German localization, looking at all the strings. For Russian, Clyde, tomorrow morning we might have something good for Russian, which we'll implement one of the next patches. He is also the moderator, you might know him. And for Dai, we have Keto. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Yay,
Awesome.
thank you. All right, thank you for the info.
Absolutely.
So now let's move to perks.
Yeah. All right. So 2 weeks ago we did top 10 perks, and 2 weeks before that we did top 10 perks. So this week we're not doing top 10 perks. No, I'm just kidding. We are. Bjorn, if you could help me out. We're going to start with these top 10 survivor perks. So, wonderful top 10 survivor perks. As we saw last week, Sprint Burst is still in the same position at number 1. It's gone a little bit up in terms of its percentage of use. Self-Care has dropped in its percentage of use, but still is top second. Saboteur is in third. Spine Chill has moved up, basically switched with Premonition for position. Adrenaline's in the same spot. Decisive Strike, Body Knowledge, Iron Will has moved up and is actually up from 10. And Lightweight is new to the charts. What you don't see is that we also have Empathy, Kindred, and Dark Sense, which are in the next 3 as honorable mentions. They were also in the top 10 last week, or 2 weeks ago, and 4 weeks before that. Can we switch to killer perks, please? Yeah. So, even with the change to Unrelenting, it is still the number 1 top killer perk used right now. And that's only with 30% missed attacks. Brutal Strength is second, and it is still in second this week. Whispers has moved up, I think from 5th, fourth. Iron Grasp has switched with it. Save the Best for Last has switched with No One Escapes Death. A Nurse's Calling has moved up from 9, switching with Deerstalker. Oh no, I don't think Deerstalker was on the actual list. Oh yeah, no, Deerstalker. Agitation is in the exact same, and Shadowborn is in the exact same position. Now, I don't know if you guys have been noticing, but the actual percentages seem to be getting a little closer, which is actually pretty cool. And people seem to be changing up their perks. We would like to continue doing this with perk changes that will be coming along in the near future.
Way more changes.
Absolutely.
Actually.
Yeah. Honorable mentions for the top 10 killer perks are Play With Your Food, which was never seen on the top 10. It's actually 11th. Spies from the Shadows is back to 12th. It used to be 10th, like 2 weeks ago, when it wasn't working, so now it's working. It's nice to see it moving back up. And Enduring, which was never seen in the top 10, is at 13.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Thanks, man.
We also have, as extra this week, additional stats for survivors and killers. Lori was the most, has escaped the most in the last 7 days at 47.8%. Jake was sacrificed the most. You've killed Jake the most, you poor guys, at 49%. Dwight was murdered the most, that is a Mori. And Lori was bled out the most at 2%.
Oh no.
Yeah, that sucked.
Why?
Actually, that was very close for everybody. She won by like 0.1%. The camper's favorite item this last 7 days has been the worn out toolbox, obviously, I think. I think that's a very popular one. Followed by the brown med kit. Yeah.
That's not the name.
What do you call it?
I don't even remember.
I think it's the med kit.
It's the brown med kit.
It's the brown med kit.
It's now called the brown med
That's
kit.
what we call it. Hey. The new moon bouquet is the camper's favorite offering, the survivor's favorite offering this week as well at 4.46%. And that is the one that darkens the moonlight, not brightens, if you didn't know. In the last 7 days, for killers, the Trapper was the most played killer at 36.29%, followed by Myers at 20.62%.
And that is very low. 36% for the Trapper is very low. He has been in the 50% and more for quite some time.
Absolutely.
So I'm happy about that.
People are having some variety. I enjoy it.
Yay.
Yeah. With Myers falling up at 20.62%. Trapper was the deadliest killer. We've seen this. Traps under hooks has been helping. Yes, we are addressing this. We know. He's at 21.1%, followed by the Hillbilly at 19.2%. The Nurse has the highest percentage of 0 kills at 31.7%, taking a higher skill to mastery, it seems, at the moment, followed by the hag at 24.4%. Again, people will be looking at it. You can hear from me later. Yeah. And the favorite offering is the Ebony Memento Mori at 8.52%.
I wonder
Jesus.
why.
I am
And
shocked.
Followed by the Ivory Memento Mori at 6.03%. Brutal. Thank you for that. And that is all for the top 10 and top stuff this week.
So who's your favorite killer?
My favorite killer. I like to switch really between all of them. I really, really like the Hillbilly. Probably followed up by everyone, I guess. I don't know. I like to
So
call it
Hillbilly,
the deviousness and everything from it.
You?
I also like the hillbilly.
Hillbilly? Of course.
Second would be the hag,
Oh yeah.
because
Nice.
kind
I really
of
like the hag.
slightly moving away and then just popping in and going for the
It
kill.
is fun.
Yeah.
Great. That's good to know. All right.
Did you want me to continue with the other?
Do you?
list
Yeah,
of
you,
things?
you should probably
More.
I
continue
will.
with that.
I will continue.
We want more.
We do love these stats. So you're about to
No more
talk
stats,
about
though.
some changes, right?
This is stuff that's coming.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That might be coming.
Might be coming. That is a good point. That is a very good point. So, before I start, these are a lot of the ideas that we have towards how we can approach fixing or adjusting the balance for different perks or killers and items, I believe, offerings. So everything that I'm going to be saying will be stuff that is possible. We'd love to hear your feedback on it. You've already done so with the self-care and saboteur. We've heard you. We're adjusting ourselves and our design around that. So thank you for your feedback and thank you for being understanding. So, without further ado, we'd like to do some changes to the hag. At the moment, she does have one of the lower win rates, and she seems to be a little harder to use for a lot of people. And we have ideas on how we can help support those people in need. I also love playing the hag. So I saw comments online about the red stain. We're not going to remove the red stain for the hag. I'm sorry, everyone has to have a red stain. But we're looking to do the following things. Crouching will be able to, if you crouch walking over a trap, you will not actually trigger it. Standing or running will. Trap placement time will be reduced by 2 seconds. That's basically not the time that she's actually drawing, but the time she gets into position and the time that she leaves will be cut down by basically half the time it took before, which means you can use it more effectively and more offensively. You'll be able to attack after teleport, and the smaller tear radius is already a thing, guys. Sorry to tell you. It's 28 over 32. We might actually lower it a little bit more, seeing that we can't remove the red stain, though. So we do read, we listen. Next killer will be the Wraith. Currently, I saw some comments about the Wraith when he is in cloak getting a pallet stun. If he has enduring, there's no effect reduction. I thought this was an oversight perhaps on our part, and we're happy to add it because it makes a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm.
So a little Wraith buff there. The Nurse, on to the next killer. It's all for the Wraith for now. Oh, and a possible windstorm effect for the Wraith as well, which would basically give you a speed up when you come out of your uncloak. So for the Nurse, we're going to try to look at removing the collision while she blinks. So when she's blinking, she seems to gain her collision just a little early, which stops people from being able to run into her and potentially move through her. What we're going to do is we're going to try to delay when the collision appears to give survivors the opportunity to try to deke her out by juking her by going through her. Additionally, we'd like to add a pallet stun while blinking within a certain range of the pallet, and of course being either in front of it or behind it. I think hitting from the side wouldn't make as much sense, especially since she's going through items, and not items, but walls and whatnot. It might cause problems. So we need to look into that one. Make the blink like the first blink, which basically means that when you charge, as long as you're charging, you will blink, and you will only blink once you let go. So the second half doesn't work like that. You have to start charging, and you can only charge during the actual chain blink window. As soon as she gets fatigued, you'll have like an effect on the side of your screen to indicate this. You will go into a down stun state, even if you were still holding the button. So instead of that, we will potentially let you hold on to it longer and time your attacks a little better. With that, we will try to allow a blink and grab, as well as a blink and break pallet. It seems a little... I had the opportunity to try to grab somebody just getting out the exit gate, and I blinked on top of them, and I was like, spam, and I was like, oh, right, we can't do that. I would love to add these kind of maneuvers because I think that's the fun that you would get in the nurse.
Mm.
And as well, the last little part for the nurse would be potentially opening up her FOV when she blinks towards somebody, and then removing the auto aim and giving people a better chance to lunge and attack.
Mm.
That is it for killer changes that I have proposed and ideas for the moment. We have lighting changes. I don't know if you noticed, the game might look a little darker or brighter, depending on what offerings you're using, or perks.
Mm-hmm.
We are adjusting these perks and these offerings. We're going to make them a little less effective, but because of the way that the engine has changed,
Yeah, so
and the lighting.
not compared to just before the engine.
Yeah, not
change.
in like the
So-
1.3, but now in the 1.4,
Yes.
we had to do some adjustments. So the following adjustments will be done to Shadowborn. You will get 25, 30, and 35% brighter vision. Your field of view changes will be 3, 5, and 10 for different levels. You'll be blinded 20, 25, and 35% faster. 20, 25, 30% faster, and take 50% longer to recover from the condition. This can be used with Lightborn if you'd like to, or Lightborn can be separate from this. Lightborn itself will be changed so the dim vision will be 25, 30, or 35%. If you notice, these cancel each other out. The blindness resistance will be 20, 40, and 60%, which means you get a 10% bonus if you were to use these together for blindness resistance. And your blind recovery is 50% faster, which nullifies either point. So please try these out, let me know. For offerings, we changed the full moon bouquet from one, basically, we've reduced it by 30%, we've reduced the quarter moon by 50%, and the new moon and the crescent moon bouquet follow the same stats. So 30% and a 50% reduction. Finally, hook gameplay. We're looking into giving the camper, or survivors rather, you, the ability to save your friends from multiple angles from the hook. What this will allow is that if we decide not to, for example, stop people from putting traps on their hooks, they can still do so, and your direction and your position when unhooking somebody will become very crucial, and you'll be able to go around it. So it won't be as effective for the actual trapper. He would be probably better off putting it in high grass or beyond a vault, in those lovely places.
Trying to surprise you rather than just, like I call it, not hook camping, but trap camping,
Yeah.
basically. Just putting traps all around the hook, which makes it possible. Or
It
near
makes it
impossible.
very difficult. Yeah.
Yeah, very difficult.
Yeah.
Especially because you have to stop now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
As well as that, we have a kick anim that we're looking into, which would allow the survivor to kick a killer that would be face camping right in front of them, as well as going to place a trap in front of them once they're already on the hook. This might be possible to do against other survivors as well, who are trying to point farm you. Those survivors who run at you with the killer directly behind them, and you just saying, "Oh shit, he's going to tunnel me," as soon as I get taken off, and that usually happens. So this will give the opportunity to say, "No, I'm sorry, I'd like to stay on the hook." And finally, save the best for last changes are coming soon, if you guys had forgotten, just to remind you. And that's
So
all.
about the hook changes, this is
Yeah.
coming. This is actually in the build right now for us,
Yeah.
so that we can start playing with it.
This is quite exciting.
Yeah, it is quite exciting because these tests are always very fun, where we play in very specific ways. So in that case, it will be like the killer will need to face camp, and we'll see what happens, and we'll probably break it again, and we'll
Of course.
add something else, modify, and until we make it fun.
Cool.
We'll have fun testing it.
Exactly. I don't have any information about that specific bug, but maybe you do, so I'm gonna ask away. A lot of people are asking about the perk level revert.
Yes.
Do you know about it?
Currently, we tried to verify a fix and it did not work.
Okay.
So we're still looking into how
Is
to
it
fix it.
is it a revert to the power of perk level 1, or is it just a
So-
UI thing?
Actually, when you're going into the game, the perk that is level 3 will become level 1 in gameplay as
Okay.
well. So some people have given us more information, such as you might go into the loadout and you just don't change the perk, you don't do any changes and load into the game, and that's what causes it.
Okay.
But if you do change, go into the loadout and move it, change it a little bit, it will go into the game, load properly. So
Okay.
that might be a workaround until we fix it.
Okay, so you heard there is a workaround for now. It's annoying, but at least it's going to come into a hotfix hopefully very soon. Again, we're patching today 1.4.1. This is not going to be part of it, but then next week there's going to be other hotfixes.
We
So
wanted to.
maybe- Yeah,
We wanted
yeah,
to.
absolutely. All right, so you're done with all your stuff?
I am.
Okay.
Sorry. That's all I had.
So we have a little bit of a surprise. So with 1.4.1, we're gonna have a little gift because of course we love you guys, and we're releasing a new map. Yay! Yay! So you'll have a new map to be able to play in. So as soon as Bjorn, can you show the images? We have some images.
Oh,
Beautiful.
So it's in Auto Haven, and it is the Gas Haven. Gas Haven. Yes, I will talk on it, Bjorn. You can go to the next one. You just move on. Yeah. So it is a gas station, as you can see. So we have a little interior that's packed with things. It's a very close quarter gameplay when the killer is in there. Right. There's not a lot of way into the building. You can go to the next one, Bjorn. So a little sneak peek. Of course, it's a new building, but it's also a new layout. There's also new blocks in there that changes how this particular team can be played. Next one, please. Here you have the front. There's some little surprises in there for you as well. So in this case, I'm going to spoil all surprises actually. So in that specific part of the map, I don't know how you call it, but there's a little alarm when the cars go over the wire. You know?
Yeah.
I don't know how this is called, but this thing is functional. So every time I play the raid and every time I'm cloaked and I go in that specific place, we are like ding ding. So everybody knows I'm there. It's crazy. You have to be careful about this. Next one, please.
Ooh.
It animates.
Of course, it all moves. It's distracting. Don't look at the sign while playing. Also, as you can see at the front, there's a garage door, and this can be closed and opened when you repair a generator nearby. Can you go to the next one, please? And that's it. Okay, well, there you go. So a little sneak peek. You will be able to play that today when we release 1.4.1.
Very cool.
Just quick correction, it opens when you do the generator. It is always closed until then.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's what I meant. That's what I meant. But it wasn't clear. Sometimes I speak like that in unclear words. All right. Billy Flick back when?
God damn.
Someone is saying. Yeah, that's exactly my reaction every time I see the line.
I was like, nobody's gonna say it. Oh, he said it.
Yeah, he said it. And that's
Said
fine.
it.
Let's not answer it.
Eventually,
Eventually,
they keep asking.
yes.
It's gonna happen.
Yeah, it's gonna happen.
Maybe.
Somebody else is asking for, will Dead by Daylight comes to PS4? It will. So part of the team actually, it's a whole new team, is working on console. So we have new people, experts into porting games that are working on PS4, Xbox One at the moment. We cannot talk about anything about console just yet, just the fact that it goes on console. There you go. Okay, what else do we have? Agen Nurse sounds like ice cream. Agen Nurse, we talked about it. New map, we talked about it. We talked about everything.
I think we did it.
I think we did it. That's it. In 30 minutes, we're done.
Oh damn.
Oh boy.
No, okay, we'll do a little bit of around the web, and then we'll do Q&A. Sounds right?
That sounds good.
Okay, let's do it. So, well, don't go too fast. What are you doing?
Zooming
out of control.
like the wind.
Okay, so obviously it was Valentine Day, so we got some love-related thing.
Oh.
So this one, Aimless Recluse. I hope this is the artist. I got this one on Twitter, so I'm not sure, but let's say it is. A cute Dwight bleeding out.
And it says you got me hooked. On a
On
feeling.
a feeling.
Aww.
All right, next one, please. You take my bread away. This is my favorite Dead by Daylight line for Valentine's Day. This one is from that 360 No Scope. Neligio is the artist of that one. Well, it's pretty. It's really nice. A little Memento Mori.
Is that what that is? That is what that is.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
nice.
A little choking. It's always good. With Claudette not doing anything in the background. Go fix something, Claudette. Next one,
I think
please.
she's traumatized.
Yes. Then we have Osamatograph. Did Valentine art. So our little characters celebrating Valentine's Day.
I'm
It's
not
great.
sure what the sign says.
I have no clue. It might be something.
It's either Japanese, Chinese, or
Inappropriate.
Korean.
Could be something inappropriate. I don't know. Okay, next one. Same artist. This one is pretty funny. Like, it's not gonna work with chuckles. Try again, Ace. Next one, please. This one is from a Tumblr called Ponies, Vector, and Some Stuff. And I thought it was really nice. It's not Dwight, it's Mr. Dwight.
And he looks slick.
Oh, yes. This one is really, really dark. Because it is. It is dark in the basement.
When the
That
entity gets you.
That's Support, yes, is the artist of that one. And the last one, but not least, The Thompson Child by Lateralis46.
Very cool.
Yeah, very cool. Doesn't look fun for Dwight. It's always Dwight. Poor Dwight.
I did say he was the most hooked, didn't I?
Did you?
I don't remember.
Did you? Let's check again. Dwight was murdered the most.
Murdered, yeah.
Yeah.
Close.
Jake was sacrificed
Maury.
the most.
He was Maury, that's right. So.
Yeah.
Mm.
Well, he was getting moried right in that picture. So
That's
perfect.
pretty good. That's pretty good. Yeah.
Thematic.
And there you go. All right, so let's do questions now. So I have some questions taken from Steam, and Steph, you can try and see if there are some questions on the chat roll. Bianca as well, if you see one that makes sense. Please stop me anytime.
Cool.
The only thing is that you have to keep the name, the username of that person when asking the question. I'll start with the one I have from Steam. KWWB, or Quib, I think that's how we pronounce it, ask, as the creators of this awesome game, do you like the fact that different survivors are just skins after you have dedicated a certain amount of time into the game? If not, do you have any plans on changing this? So, well, I'll answer for myself. You guys can answer too. I think it is great. So when we've started this project, it was important that all characters could do anything, specifically the human character. So because humans can do anything, and we wanted like people that play a lot at some point, even for killers, to be uncertain of what the survivors were about to use. So that was the idea at the base of things. Now this changed quite a bit. We've seen how people play, and yes, I feel now that it's something that needs to change a little bit. So what we're looking into at the moment is that, well, first off, what do you think about that? Teachables.
What do I think about teachables?
Yeah.
I think they're very interesting. I think that I think we have a blanket, I don't know, way of playing the game that you can literally play any character you want with any teachable you'd like, which I think is very interesting. I don't know many games that really give you that opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
But I also really like games that make characters unique and feel a bit more like, oh, if I see a Jake, I know he's better at this. So as a killer, I'd be able to perhaps
adapt and know a little bit more. And that's what we realize as well. The more things we add to the game, the more complex it gets, and the more it can get really confusing.
Mm-hmm.
What's your take on it?
I think that the very first time that you play the game, you might not know which character to go for. So you start maybe putting blood points into one character rather than the other before you actually know which perks you actually want in the long run. For instance, I run Bond all the time, and at home I play Jake. So I don't have Bond because I haven't put blood points into him. But I might, in the long run, now that I know, go for some blood points inside of his blood web. Yeah.
So there. But yeah, like I said, we will change some things about that,
Mhm.
and we're looking into different aspect of it. One of them is that teachables would be different for other characters than for the characters they were meant for.
Are we talking about the idea where it was basically like we would have perhaps 3 versions or 3 perks levels for the main characters that have it, and then only 2 perk levels for the other ones, or basically
or just
a
one,
whole
or
new...
a special version of a teachable.
Mhm.
So one that gives you a range of 32 meters, for example, on a specific perk, a power that is unique to a character. When it is a teachable, it would be only 28 meters, for example. So it is the stronger version of that perk would always be on that unique character. So that's one way we're looking into it.
Yeah, you can give us your feedback on how you think about that, of course.
Yeah, of course. And we've seen all sort of different comments about these, so it's always interesting to read you. Another thing that we're looking into is a skill point system for the perks. So now you equip perks. So that's actually something that I'm really excited about. We're still toying with it. It's not one of our top priority right now, but we're looking into it seriously.
Mhm.
So basically equipping perks as a cost, and then some perks have higher cost than others, and teachables could have higher costs on characters that don't have the perk as a unique perk.
Mhm.
So this is another way that we could trade off the teachables. Again, yeah, please just go ahead and comment on all this. That would be interesting to read.
Yeah. I have a question from Jens56004. She came up. She had the same idea as I had written just prior, which was, can we kick somebody during their Mori animation? So as the killer's going for the Mori, can you walk up and just no and drop kick him?
No.
I would like
Rolls
that.
on the floor.
I would like that.
What do you
Just
mean
be
no?
annoying. No, no.
Interrupt.
I always say no to things in
Well,
here.
that's how we have to start, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So yeah, that was a question from Jen. Thank you.
Especially because sometimes you're like, no.
And you're right there.
All hope gone.
Yeah, it was like that Claudette who was hiding in behind the grass. She was just
Yeah.
like, what can I do? You could kick now. No, you can't.
No.
You'd be nice though.
Okay, I'll go back to this then. This is a big one. Osiris's Iris. It's a great name, by the way. Is asking, what are your thoughts on modifying the individual stats of certain killer to buff or nerf them? For example, slightly increase the terror radius on the trapper, or slightly increase the lunge of the hag. Again, these are example, blah blah blah. Other example. Do you think this would help the killers feel more fun and unique, or do you think it would make them feel more frustrating since people would have to readjust to the different stats every time they changed killers? P.S. Congrats on the coming console release. Keep up the good work. Thank you. So we can talk about this a little bit. Killers actually have different stats.
They really do.
They really are different. So I mean that's already in, and you can already feel it. One that comes in mind is the hag movement speed or the nurse movement speed. These guys are slower.
Yeah.
What else?
The Wraith, when he's cloaked, I guess, would get the quicker movement speed, if you want to look at that. He also has
Yes.
no terror radius. There's Myers with a very small terror radius in his first tier.
Exactly. Myers that
second
has
tier.
a lunge attack that's much smaller.
Yeah, he
in
gains
the beginning.
double damage as well.
Yeah.
These are all
so
things that they have to learn depending
all
on...
stats are different, and when we release new killers, they will also have their own rules.
Mhm.
We tend to, not we tend, but there's rules are meant to be broken, but most of our killers are and survivors are in the range that we have to respect just because of the balance of the game. If a killer is too slow, for example, and there's no way to balance this, then there would be no way to get to a survivor ever, obviously. So hopefully this answers your question. DJ Law 69 is asking, any update on the plans for a marketplace? Buying, selling items, offering for blood points will be amazing. Note that he says will be amazing, not would be amazing, because we did say that we wanted something like that. I think that would be really, really cool to do. Some sort of way to trade a whole lot of common add-ons, for example, to have one uncommon one, and then trade the uncommon one to get one rare one, and so on and so forth. Yeah, that's it. Do you have a lot of things in your inventory that you would get rid of?
that I'd break down.
Yeah.
On some characters, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, right.
I like to collect medkits.
Brown medkits?
Yeah, I have a ton of brown medkits.
Give me the parts, the toolbox parts, and I'll go with those every time.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, you would have to destroy a lot of things to be able to choose exactly what you want, though. That's for sure.
That's fine.
Yeah. All for the new parts.
I bet a lot of people will destroy a lot of their offerings for Amori.
Yeah, right?
Oh
Yeah.
my
You're
god.
right.
Imagine that.
Right.
I could imagine that.
And
As
then
long as
that's
you
when
can
you
kick.
have to kick. Yeah.
There you go.
There's
We're
the
good.
kick.
That
Actually, yesterday we had a very interesting discussion, which we'll not get into right now,
Oh,
but
wow.
I just wanted to tease a little bit like that. So we did talk about Moris and very things that are at the core of the game that could change slightly
works.
for the best, but it's still too soon to talk about them right now. Anyway, just wanted to tease. Deadly Vanitas is asking, can we have more obsession and experts? I like the idea of them. Yes.
Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not as a survivor. I don't really like them. But
Even as a survivor, it can be really fun. Use like object of obsession.
it's fun if I find them.
That's true.
Yeah. So with these two killers, we wanted to add these new concepts of gameplay, which I think were needed. And at that point, we won't add others right now. But every time we create new perks or balancing old perks, we think about these new, well, they're not new anymore, but we think about X's and Obsession, which is a stat that we can use now
Mm-hmm.
to modify these perks. Stormwolf74 is asking, you devs said you want to balance, nerf overused perks. Does this rule only apply to killer perks or also survivor perks? Both, obviously. Yes.
No one's safe.
No one is safe from the nerfing or the buffing.
Or the buffing, yeah.
Yeah. No, it's
It's a two-way
all
street.
of them. It's all of them.
Mm-hmm. I have a question from Gibby Bab. I found your name again. I kept
Gibby
missing
Bab?
it. I kept trying to go up and
Gibby Bab.
Gibby Bab. Asking about quick and quiet. I think he said quick on your feet though. It's quick and quiet, I believe. We are going to be doing a change to that, or we're thinking about doing a change for that. Would we make it 100% quiet and 100% quick? I guess if you'd say it that way. Where you hide the actual vault action bubble and the sound when you do it every 20 seconds. Now, the timer can be changed potentially, but that would be the idea for changing quick and quiet. So thank you for the question.
Yay.
I also had a question. No, I don't have this person's name. I'm sorry, but a bunch of people asked it. Hillbilly speed. They're saying that the hillbilly speed has changed on live.
Mhm.
I looked at it this morning to make sure that it wasn't different. Now, I didn't see any differences, but I can keep investigating a little further. I don't know why you would have the impression that that would be the case, but if it is, I will look into it.
Thank you.
QAT? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we can look into it together.
Yeah.
It'll be easier.
Stretch Code 92 is asking, I have a question regarding festive customization. The non-DLC survivors got a new t-shirt for the Lunar event. What about killers? Are they going to get something for some event? I know Trapper got his mask, but still. Killers don't have that much customization as the survivors. Hail the killers and greetings from Germany. Greetings. Well, the killers got Halloween customization, so they actually got the first special event customization.
Mm-hmm.
So there. And will they get other things? Yes, they will. Now, why do killer have less? It's because they are that much complicated to build. Complicated as in they take time.
If it's a weapon or whatever.
Yeah, they're all that much more complicated than what the survivors are wearing. So this is the reason, but we will do more, and I also want to see more customization for all of the characters. The hag doesn't have anything to hide this nip slip, so maybe she needs a little something, soon. Omslice is asking, if the nurse is psychic, why can't she just kill us all at any point in time?
That wouldn't be fun.
Wouldn't that be too easy?
Because that would not be fun And also, she is not psychic. I don't know where you got this information.
Does he mean not telepathic, but the other one? No? Where you can
No.
like manipulate things from a different...
Telekinesis?
That's the one. Isn't
Yeah.
that, maybe that's what he means?
No.
Telekinetic.
I feel like he'd be telekinetic, or
Yeah.
she would be, more so.
No. She just teleports. That's her thing.
But she breaks its palate from a distance.
Yeah.
My Fitbit tells me I should walk right now. But I won't. So no, she's not psychic. She has some powers: the power to blink, the power to teleport using last breaths, and that's it. Paralysis is asking bonus for versing. That's a strange word for versus matches against Survive with Friend when having to deal with a team using voice over IP and knowing my every move as well as the post-game chat toxicity is not on. It's not fun, I guess. It's not a fun experience. Yes, we get it. And these bonus will come when the league, so named to be determined. But the league system, when this will come in, changing how seasons are played, how ranked are given, with all of these changes, playing against Survive with Friends will be taken into account. I don't have a date for that, though. But it's something that we are working on right now. Anything on your side? No?
No. Someone's asking about a game mechanic, RJ1567, that gives the killer a bonus, as an example, walking faster when playing on his home maps. What
That
do you
would be
think?
interesting.
Or some kind of bonus. So like the nurse playing in the asylum would get some kind of buff.
That's pretty cool.
The trapper playing on his maps would get a
Mhm.
buff.
And
so
then
on
you
so
would
forth.
want to use your offerings for that map as,
As
a killer.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Good
it's a
question.
good idea. Yeah,
Good
it's a good
idea.
question. It's a good idea.
Mhm.
So you're on my turf. I know what's going on, basically.
Mhm.
Radical Chaos is asking, will you please, in caps, give us specific stats on killers? Who has the highest catch-up chase speed? Who has the best vision? Who has the largest lunge? Who has the largest lunch? Are there different stats between the survivors? All right, so let's answer them now because you asked, in a very polite way. Not being sarcastic, I think so. So, let's start with survivors. Do they all have the same stats, or do they have different stats?
Now, it could be argued that yes, they do, only because of the fact that they have different voices, and it is notable
Absolutely.
that different voices are picked up differently by different headphones and so on and so forth. So that would be the only
Absolutely.
stat that I can see, other than the color of their clothing.
Yeah, the visual as well. So depending on the
Yeah.
map, depending on your clothing, that's a stat. But in terms of gameplay stats such as running speed, how
Movement,
fast
turning,
you can go
whatever.
through a window, turning, and stuff like that, it's all the same. It's all the same. Dwight has a little bit of an edge, which is giving him just a little bit more speed. That is not true.
Speed to die.
The speed to die.
Is it because he has a clean-shaven head?
Yeah, that's it. It goes so fast. If you-
Aerodynamic.
So only Weird. If you could do Weird, it goes so fast.
I thought it balanced out because of his beard.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Huh.
That's how we balanced it.
Yeah.
Okay, what about the rest? So, who has the highest catch-up chase speed for killers?
Cloaked, it would probably be the Wraith.
The Raid Cloak
Or the
goes really
Hillbilly.
fast.
The Hillbilly is more consistent.
Hillbilly
harder to
is
control.
the fastest with the chainsaw.
Yeah.
Nurse is the fastest, but because of the cooldown, not really.
I would say Myers tier 3.
Myers tier 3 is, he's really fast consistently during that time. During that tier 3
He's from,
time.
yeah.
Yes. Myers wins. Who has the best vision? That's interesting.
They all have the exact same FOV.
Yeah.
So, I don't know if one would have better vision than anybody else. Maybe the Wraith, if he has Shadowborn.
Yeah.
Because it's its home perk.
But
that
then
would be
again,
Yeah.
you could have it on someone else
Anybody
as well.
else?
So
Exactly. Yeah.
I would say that the one with the best vision is Myers.
Oh, because
Oh,
of
yeah.
Because of his power.
definitely.
When you
Actually,
hit the
with his-
power,
with
you
his
see
add-on
outlines.
too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, then again, you could have the Wraith with an add-on as well while
But he
he's
doesn't have the same
cloaked.
range as Myers.
True.
Myers is like 30
So
meters.
many
Yeah.
possibilities.
Things.
But in terms of basic camera vision, far range, it's exactly the same. Everybody gets the same FOV. Everybody gets the same.
Oh, actually,
same
no.
range.
The Hag has a very low FOV because her
What?
camera is lower.
If she has the same FOV, but
She's the same FOV,
lower.
but she's lower.
Yeah,
her camera's lower.
This is part of her character, of course.
Yeah.
So if you crouch.
So she's a harder time seeing.
Yeah, absolutely, over objects and stuff like that. What else do we have in there?
The highest speed we already said, but the best.
Who has the largest lunge? The longest lunge would also be. No,
I think it's actually Myers tier 3.
Myers tier 3.
Yeah.
No, Myers tier 3 is the same as everybody else. We'll have to check. We're taking
Numbers.
bets.
I feel like not.
We're
I feel
taking
like not.
bets.
I think he has a little bit of range.
Yeah,
difference.
we could have increased the range just a little bit.
I think it's a
It's
tiny
been a
bit.
while. We've
It's a
we've
tiny
worked
bit.
into
Yeah.
this. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like 105%.
It's only
110%.
less than that, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But again, only for the duration of
He's tier 3.
the tier 3.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Okay, so we've answered this.
Mhm.
Radical Chaos, if you have other stat question like this, please ask again next week.
I guess they could say that the chainsaw would be the one.
As the longest
Lunge, but-
yeah, but that's
It's not
different.
a lunge.
It's different.
I see a lot of people
Foxy-
screaming Billy. I'm like,
Oh, let's give it.
Foxy Ari Q is asking, can you please alter the shrine so we don't get the same perks every other week? So I'm going to explain to you how the Shrine of Secret works.
it's not gonna be a secret anymore.
Yeah, they're secrets.
Oh.
There's always secrets, but not that, because that we've actually explained in the post when we released Shrine of Secret for the first time. So how this works is that they are chosen randomly. So we throw dice, and then it gives us a perk, and we put it in the data table, which makes the Shrine of Secret. The only rule is that a perk cannot appear in the week when it was in the previous 3 weeks, if it appeared in the previous 3 weeks. So
It
of
cannot
course,
appear, yeah.
things will come back eventually, but not within a month or about.
And if there's a new DLC coming, you would put a perk from there?
They can appear.
Might.
They can appear
Okay,
there.
might.
Yeah, actually, this is a good point. When new content is released, these new content are going to be more expensive in iridescent shards, and all the other DLC will become at normal iridescent shard price.
Mhm.
So that's the difference. Captain Thanatos is asking, when is stealth play going to be a thing? As in rewarded for stealth? It isn't that difficult, as you could basically... Okay, so telling us how we should do it. I don't know, but stealth play is important. It is! We had discussion about this.
Yeah, absolutely.
And again, this is very, very important to you, right?
It
It's
is.
important.
I
It's
like
important
this.
to me too.
Yeah.
So the
We've looked at
the league system.
Yeah, yeah.
The league system, name TBD again, as new rules on how you would score, but also how you would rank up. Stealth is part of it.
It has
As
to be.
boldness is part of it.
Yeah.
It has to be. It has to be. It's a style of play.
Mhm.
Foggy Downpour is asking, will players of the future console versions of Dead by Daylight have to have paid subscription to Xbox Live Gold and or PlayStation Plus in order to play the game? I believe that if you want to play any online content on consoles, you need these membership. So the answer would be yes. That Miner 69er is asking, why not make firecrackers a permanent thing? They seem very useful and a smart idea. They are not permanent because they are not fully ready yet. Firecrackers.
Mm.
Ribs. They will become permanent when we are ready to ship the firecrackers with all their add-ons and all their variation. We've played with it.
Oh,
We
yeah?
play with it?
Yeah.
Yeah, we play with it.
I really like it.
Some of them are really
there we go.
bananas.
So yeah, some of them are really bananas. You are correct.
They're not actually bananas, though.
No, no.
'Cause we said it was ribs, and it's not ribs either.
Ribs and
It's
bananas.
just firecracker.
That would be funny though. From
Okay.
bananas.
Just slip the
Killer
killer.
trip on a, oh,
Yeah.
man. Texas 38 is asking, best regards, question, around how many times the development team and production team have planned to support the game with updates and DLCs? Thanks for the hard work on the game. As long as we can. It's a very loose question, but we we on our side plan to support this as long as we can, as long as it's going to make sense, and there's not a planned date of stopping.
That's awesome.
And I'm happy about that. I'm having fun
Yeah.
with this.
That means more testing for us, so and I'm happy to see new content.
There you go.
Me too.
Are we working on new content?
Yes, it's worms.
Yes, we are.
You are?
Yeah, we are. Colin Glock, making it in the QA list 2 weeks in a row, is asking, was skill check difficulty increased deliberately? Was it?
No.
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 It's funny because people have been reporting that they're seeing them a little bit faster than before, and we didn't really do any changes.
I'm not sure if it was moved to local instead of being on the server or something of that nature. So it happens a lot more.
The only thing that's
controlled.
going to change is that you won't have the little fake zone of success
Yeah.
they could have before. You
Yeah.
know that you didn't quite make it, but we give it to you anyways.
Yeah.
That doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah.
You actually have to be in the zone.
It's
so
a lot more precise than it used to be. That's
Yeah.
pretty
You
much
gotta
what
be
you guys
more
are saying.
pro than
that
pro.
that makes it more difficult, obviously. But we didn't change speed or the range or anything like that.
But those 3 o'clocks still hurt a lot.
Yes. Yes.
That wasn't changed though. It's the same as it always
Yeah.
been. Actually, we made them. We actually increased it. It used to be worse. Yeah. So, you know.
Okay, what else? What else do we have? We have about a minute left. Are you guys working on new DLC, cosmetic DLC? Yes.
It's possible too.
Come here every week. And so today is about the map, is about the Valentine Blood Hunt this weekend, about the patch and all the changes that are coming. But every week now that we've finally released 1.4.0, the big engine change, we can actually put more things out. It's really
Exciting.
And more patches too.
Really,
Oh yeah.
all the time.
Like today, right?
All
Yeah.
the time.
Mm-hmm.
Are you guys planning on nerfing Whispers? Aerodream DC is asking that.
I am looking into whispers.
Oh, he's looking into Whispers. You're looking into
Whispers.
everything.
Everything.
Yeah. Did you actually change the FOV? Interesting question. Do you want to answer it?
I'd like to talk about it.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah.
Talk about
No,
it.
no, we didn't. Not on purpose. Right now, it looks like the camera has been readjusted on the killer's front, potentially pushing it a little further out than what it normally is. What this would do is it would give potentially the illusion that your FOV is smaller. When you swing at people, it looks like the attack is a little further out as well. We're definitely investigating this and seeing what we can do with it. If you've noticed, it's a lot easier to dodge killers at the moment. Viewed as the killer is seeing a little further in front of himself, he has a lot more time, or a lot less time to readjust and turn and whatever, so it can make people a little bit more sick. We apologize for this, and we're definitely taking a look into it. It's easy to miss these things when you work on the same build for about 2 months.
Yeah.
And then suddenly it goes live, and you're like, oh, it wasn't like that on live.
Yeah. So,
So someone is asking, when is 1.4.1 going to be released? So I'm going to ask Stefan right
very
now.
cool.
Putting him on the spot.
Patch when? Let's see what he says.
Please look away from whispers. It's too late.
Oh, Stefan says, looking good, about 5 or 10 minutes. So, I mean, we're getting close. Okay, it's 3. I think we're pretty much done. Actually, we could. I mean, patch is going to be in 5 minutes. Might as well answer question for a little bit more time. What do you say? We okay, Bjorn? Is that okay? Bjorn says it's okay.
Bjorn's
It's
in,
like
thumbs
2
up.
thumbs up. We're good to go. Yeah, we have 2 Stefan.
Dun dun dun.
No, that's Bucket. You know. You know. We have 2 Stefan and we have about a dozen Metier.
The gatekeeper.
New killers / survivors, yes. Yes, we are working on that. Sweaty leather sack when? This was a joke. It will release eventually.
I saw a question about Streetwise. Yes, the buff is still on its way to basically make it affect anybody who gets into your radius for another 30 to 60 seconds. This will also be happening to Prove Thyself. And later, I just wanted to play with Bjorn. But no, they actually are coming to those as well. So look forward to it. It's going to be a good time.
Is it possible that the entity is a tree? Rusty Tin Can 221 is asking. You are partially right, because the entity is actually everything you see except for the characters.
Everything?
Well, everything in the world is the entity.
Crazy.
Right. Okay, so I just saw a question that was great. It said something like, I want Iron Grass before level 90, which is something we forgot to talk about.
What a great thing to talk about.
Which is amazing.
Have you heard of perks?
Perks.
And rarities.
Perks and rarities in the Blood Web. What is going on? You notice that common things are not common? So weird. So a lot of people told us that this was happening, and we also noticed it, obviously. And our crazy engineer fixed it.
Yeah.
And it's pretty cool.
Yeah. So just heads up for those of you who are rolling down that path again. If you're expecting to get level 3 perks as often as you were before, that will not be the case. You will have more common perks. So those of you who have asked for this, you've asked for this, but it will be fun. So enjoy.
No, it's it makes more sense. It's for a better progression.
It definitely does make more sense.
Yeah.
So you will get more common perks at level 1 before, but a lot of people were wondering why I don't have this perk rather than this other one. So they're not gonna get stuck with a perk that I don't like.
Yeah, so now it will happen. So your collection of perk will grow before your, on the one perk you have go up in level. So that's gonna be a lot more.
They're
fun.
asking when. That was capitals, but it was
when?
reduced.
Yeah, Crime Dog 75 is asking when in caps. When? I'm not sure. It's not in dispatch. Pretty sure it's not in dispatch. I'll check. I'll give you the answer. If it's not next week for some reason because it's dangerous to patch, then as soon as we can.
Yeah.
All right. We needed to test it a little bit more to say that it's good to go, and that's it. Oh, there's a question for Bianca in a language I can't read.
That's German.
Oh.
Oh, thank you.
Do you read German?
Yes.
Aha.
I only saw the beginning though. Went so fast.
I saw a lot of questions about Survive with Friend Long Queue. This is one that's plaguing us. It comes back once in a while. Definitely going to look into it. New skins when? I don't have a date, but I will say soon.
I saw someone, Bloodbrain 720, buff generator breaking please. We will not be buffing at the moment, but we are looking into adding perks.
Perks for it.
We're looking
Yay.
for that.
New mechanic, new perks. Okay, well, I think that's going to be it. I just have to repeat all the news, and there's quite a few. Where's my little sheet of paper? Okay, so patch 1.4.0 is out. Other hotfixes have been made. Today, in about 5 minutes, 1.4.1 is going to be released. In it, you're going to have a new map, Gas Heaven. This is really cool. So it's part of the Auto Haven Wreckers. There you go. So please have fun with that one. Be careful of that interior. It's quite deadly. What else do we have? Valentine Blood Hunt. So this weekend, double blood point for everyone to celebrate love.
Awesome.
And blood. Brazilian Portuguese has been added to the game. If you are part of a community and want to participate in localization, please go to what place?
Yes.
Steam, to the Steam forum.
To want to see Dead by Daylight translated in your language in the non-English conversations.
There you go. And what else we have? Firecracker. There is a contest until the 28th. Take a picture of you using the firecracker or as the killer getting hit by the firecracker in the face or anything with the firecracker. Send a screenshot with your Steam ID to deadbydaylight@phvr.com and you could win exclusive skins. You have until the 28th of February. And that's it. I'd like to thank you guys for being so informative.
Thank you.
Thank Bjorn, making it run smoothly, and also all of our mods here today to use their swords and do some flinging of swords. And also all of you for being there and watching. If you're not already following the channel, please do, so that you know when we come back. What do you want to say?
Last thing, the map is free.
Yeah, it is!
It's always
All
free.
maps are
Yeah.
free!
It's always free.
So it's just gonna appear like that. Boom! So use your offerings to go into that team, and you'll be able to play it. Maybe.
It's a random dance.
If you're lucky enough, it's gonna happen.
Are you lucky?
Are you lucky enough? And are we done? That's it. Thank you. What? Word of wisdom? I don't have any words of wisdom. I don't do that. Mathieu does that. Do you have words of wisdom?
At the moment, I don't believe so.
No. No.
Be sure to bump into every area when you're a quality assurance tester. It's fun and you might go out of world.
There you go.
Maybe not in here though.
Bye bye. See you next